Hi everyone, so I'm going to make a video on how to use SWR in order to grab information from different APIs. So we're going to be using the Ghibli Movies API documentation in order to grab some information. And I'm going to leave that all in the description box below. You could check it out. So first thing I want to do is I want to import SWR. Well, first off, if we check the documentation here, online, what we have to do here is it says that we need to install SWR first, either with yarn or npm. So I'm going to be doing npm install SWR. So once that's done, we can start adding the imports that we need. So let's import SWR. Now what we want to do is we want to actually have some kind of fetcher set up, because if we go back to documentation, as you can see here, we need some type of fetcher. It's for normal RESTful APIs with JSON data. So we need to create a fetcher in order to start grabbing some sort of information. And there's also formal documentation as you scroll down for error checking as well. We're going to set this up, and I'm going to show you exactly how to grab the information we need. And if you want to, you can look through this documentation for more information. I'll provide it in the description box below. But for now, we're just going to do the example that I have. So let's set up the fetcher. So the first line right here, it should contain first the fetcher, and then we set up the rest of the fetch in order to grab the JSON information. So what we need to do is now set up the URL that we want to use. So we're grabbing the data, and then we're also going to check for any errors that will occur. And I have the Ghibli Movies API URL with me right here. So I'll just paste it in. I'll also provide it in the description box below. And I'm just going to say fetcher right here, so it's going to reference that. And now we have to do that if checking, just check for any errors. So this first if statement here checks to see if nothing loaded on your application, then this error returns. Next, we're going to actually check if there's no data, then return some kind of error. And let's just console.log the data. And I'm just going to save it right here. So you should have something like this set up first. And I'm just going to run this application, npm run dev. Alright, so let's go to our local host. And let's right click and inspect here. And we'll go to the console. And you can check right here. You can see here we got the 22 arrays. Just like it's just exactly like how it showed up on the other previous examples. I'll put the link down in the description box below. But you can see here we're grabbing the same information from that URL. It's just another way of writing it. And now let's actually try to display some of this information on our screen. So let's say we just want to grab one piece of information first. So let's set up let's set up a h2 tag. And we'll just grab the data, position 0 for the first one, dot title. And let's add something else like a p tag. And let's grab the user ID. Or let's actually just grab the original title. And we'll just put here the data position 0 dot original underscore title. So this information title and original title is actually in the documentation, like in the actual API. I'll show you in the console log. If we save this right now and we go right over here, let's refresh the page first. If we click on this, you can see here that we're at position 0 and we're grabbing the first information, and we want to grab just the title, Castle in the Sky. And you can see here it shows up on our screen, the left side, Castle in the Sky. And the original title is right here in the API, and it displays down there below on our actual web browser as well. So let's go back to our code. And let's say if we want to map through all this information and actually see everything. So if we want to map through this, let's put these curly brace brackets and let's start to map through the data. So we'll say based on movie and index, we're going to grab some sort of information. And for this div, we need to add a key because it'll give us an error if we do not. You can watch the previous video if you don't know what a key is to understand what the key actually does. I explained it in the other two videos. So let's add an image. src is equal to, and we're going to do movie dot image because the image is provided to us, and we'll also put another div. And what we'll do is we'll add the title right here. So movie.title. Movie.original underscore title. And if we save that right here, then we're going to get all of the data because this is mapping through and looping through all of the data that has been provided in the API. And this data is essentially right here, this data that we used in SWR to grab all the information from this link right here. And we're going to save it. And as you can see right here, we get all of the images for all of the different titles. And so there's the image for the first one, and underneath you can see there's the title, and then there's the original title. And as we scroll down, we get the same thing for every single movie as we scroll down. So this is just showing all the 22 different movies that are provided to us in the API. And I know it's 22 because you can see right here in the actual data, it goes from 0 down to 21. And down below it says length of 22. And that is what's provided to us. And if we check the last one, number 21 right here, it says an orphan girl. And let me check here. Earwig, Twitch, 21, red turtle. Let me check here. Yeah, so this one is the red turtle. And number 21, okay, so the title for this is Earwig and the Witch. Okay, so last one, Earwig and the Witch. So there you can see it, that we have all 22 different movies populated on our screen. And you can adjust the style and everything as you would like, but this is the code that's required in order to use the SWR and fetcher together. I'll be providing this code on GitHub, so you could always check out the other 2 examples that I've provided as well, and I may provide more in the future too.